afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed panelists, and valued audience member. Now we are entering a panel discussion about transforming strategic foresight into business action with AI-powered decision intelligence. This is interesting, yeah, Pak Ibu, because how AI also took place into the decision-making process. We will have a two-round session. First round, we'll talk about the vision and how the relevance in the market. And the second, we'll discuss about how the practical, how the implementation in the field. And I believe that all of you have lots of insights and rich with experience that they can share with all of us. So before that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gusti Ayu Dewi. After 14 years, I worked as a behavior profiler with handwriting analysis. In the last 4 years, I deep dive into AI, and I'm in the final stage of my thesis in Master AI. And I position myself as a social architect because in this world, AI, what AI do actually is trying to imitate human, right? And how we as a human being need to understand how this takes place and how we can use AI to make our life easier. So because technology at the end of the day is to help us and to reach our goals. So now I want to introduce our esteemed panelists. First, we have Bapak Hendy Haryanto. So he is a Group Chief Information Officer at Meratus Maya, a key figure in shipping logistics, navigating the Asia Pacific's, not just Indonesia, but Asia Pacific's evolving landscape of port congestion, sustainability demands, and geopolitical risk. As we know that nowadays, war is not only in imagination, but it's real. So I believe that Pak Hendy will have lots of insight. And next we have Bapak Cornelius Herladi. He is a VP of Cloud Services at Indonet, specializing in building robust cloud and infrastructure foundations that enable true AI decision intelligence for businesses in Indonesia. PT Indo Internet, or known as Indonet, is a digital infrastructure provider focused on delivering integrated digital ecosystem, including connectivity, data centers, and cloud services. Currently, Indonet also serves as an official distributor of BytePlus and Alibaba Cloud, that's big, and operates one of the most comprehensive interconnection networks for data centers and cloud exchange in Indonesia. Next, we have Ibu Bernadette Laras. She's Chief of Supply Chain Management and IT at ID Food, spearheading Indonesia's food supply chain security and ensuring strategic foresight translate into efficient farm dari petani Bu ya, from farm to shelf distributions. Dari petani ke gerai-gerai supermarket modern ya, to the plate, not just to the supermarket, to the plate. Thank you for adding it. And last but not least, we have Dr. Irfan Bastian Arif, Vice President of Data Science, Machine Learning Engineering, and Tech Infrastructure at Tiket.com. So, mau kemana saja, semua ada tiketnya, Mbak ya. An award-winning PhD qualified digital executive, leader, advisory board member, and strategist with over 20 years of experience in technology, digital security, and data-related domains. He is driving AI-powered decision system that keep Indonesia's travel tech sector adaptive and resilient in the face of sudden demand shift. Give applause to our amazing panelists. So now we have for the round one, I will start with Pak Hendy, about logistics and shipping. So shipping logistics Pak in Indonesia, and not only Indonesia Pak ya, the wider Asia Pacific region faces constant shift, port congestion, sustainability demands, and geopolitical risk. From your perspective, how does the industry use strategic foresight to tackle this big shift, and what lessons can Indonesia learn back from the regional landscape?
Yes, good afternoon to everyone, and Thanks for very good questions. In this industry, in the container shipping industry, as well the logistics, there's a lot of challenges. Already mentioned rightfully about the sustainability, geopolitics, as well many others. If we see from the three pillars, people, process, and technology, from the people standpoint, we also face the issue is recruiting the right talents in the container shipping industry and logistics is not that easy. The experienced one, as well the area of emerging technology. I think it's not only our industry, but the other industry also facing the same issue, recruiting the right data science and also the AI engineer and so on and so on. If we are talking from the other aspects, this industry also facing the issue of the volatility of the freight. Maybe some of you remember during the COVID time, the most expensive commodity at that time is container, the empty container, because people cannot move. Commodity is the only things can move around the globe. And to ship your container from Asia to US at that time, you can imagine the rate, the basic rate, the ocean basic rate is between 20,000 to 30,000 US dollar for 40 foot. 40 foot standard, the big one. Today, probably the rate is like 3,000, 4,000 is reached the peak. You can imagine it's like 10 times, right? So the volatility of the basic rate, the rate is also the issue. The issue for the industry to predict the profit. Usually they have a engine called contribution margin. They can do a simulation between all the potential revenue and the cost. So this is another challenges. Another things that we know because the geopolitics, some of the route of the vessel need to be changed. And instead of having a shortcut, you need to go to the Africa and take like another 14 days. Additional 14 days is a lot of cost. Chartering the vessels, the crew costs, the fuels, and this is really actually the real examples that I can share. The port congestion that we may face in 2024, for instance, in Malaysia and Singapore itself, ranging from 20 hours to 48 hours, the vessel need to wait before berthing. So this is a few of the challenges. And how the industry actually tackle these situations, you may heard about PSA, Port Singapore Authority. Few years back, they start the world largest fully automated container terminals that predict actually can handle 65 million TEU per year. And for your reference, in 2023, the global container flow of volumes is around 858 millions, and from and to Asia only is around 580 million. That's mean around 70% is from and to Asia. How about Indonesia? Maybe you can guess. It's around 18.8 million EU served by Palindo 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's already merged. Is around 2%. So by having the world's largest fully automated container terminal, they call it TUAS in Singapore. In 2040, they can handle around 65 million TEUs. Hopefully, it's like 8%. They use a lot of technology, emerging technology, for sure IoT, 5G, AI, advanced analytics, and this is actually the way how the industry actually tackle one of the problem among the other problems that we may have today.
Thank you, Pak. So utilizing IoT, AI, and 5 emerging technology to handle the situation. Thank you, Pak. Maybe in the second round we'll ask for the practical execution. And that now I want to move to Bapak Cornelius tadi. Okay, Pak. Many Indonesian companies, not just Indonesian, many companies, even in the Asia Pacific, say they want AI decision intelligence. But many of them also, they don't have enough data foundation. They don't have strong data foundation. From what you see at Indonet, what is number one miss that local companies make when setting up cloud infrastructure for AI, and what practical fix would you prioritize for them to act on tomorrow?
Thank you, Bu Gusti. It's a very good question actually. This day we can see a lot of people are wanna tapping into the AI. They wanna integrate everything into AI right now. And some of the industry also have a fight where they want to build their own AI. Right? So this is a very tricky question. I don't want to say it's a big step, but actually what I see is these days there are some practice over some of the company who actually set up their own infrastructure. They buy the graphic processing unit. They have spend heavily a lot of money on some of the probably they purchase on the cloud or probably they purchase on the premises. They build their own training system and they build their own AI. I mean, in this kind of output, probably it could drag a very huge cost for their objectives. I mean, if they have the time and they have resources, definitely it's okay. But what I see is there are lots of pre-trained model out there. It's being serviced by the public cloud these days. Like they probably the public cloud these days is actually having a lot of very advanced model as a service. They provided like DeepSeek or like Qwen or Skylark or whatever, very much easy to use. People can just use it whether it's a VLM or LLM. They can actually use it for their objectives. They can build their own solution very fast without actually having to have a lot of investment. If they want to have like a more private and dedicated knowledge base where they can actually do a fine tuning over the AI, they can actually contact some of the public cloud or starting using their model as a service and then do a fine tuning there and feeding them as the data which actually not very big data just for the fine tuning and the AI can actually go and proceed with according to their way. I mean, I have some of the POC running these days over some of the insurance company. They want to build, like some sort of customized training or customized greetings for their customers instead of like they're keeping making videos or hiring the marketing agencies. They just like using the pre-trained model. They just prompt very simple prompt and then put some of the data inside, and then it will come up with a nice greeting over some of the welcome Mr. Budi or something. Thank you for purchasing our platinum program, something like this, and very customized. This one is actually stored in a very short-term storage, and then after the customer already read it, and then it's already gone. I mean, this is a very good practice when actually they don't need to invest a lot of the infrastructure, but they just tap in and then they use whatever the cloud public cloud using. So actually they can compare which is more effective and more efficient according to their practice.
What about the security?
Oh, the security. This is a very good thing. The security is actually the cloud public clouds actually they are. I mean, they are guaranteeing the security because there are many factors over how you are using your account. They are actually having a separate and segregation. There are two approaches actually. One, you can actually use the model as a service, where you can actually like directly prompting using the token, or you can actually have a dedicated or a self-deployed GPU. You can use an open source. They actually provide it very clear, and you can put a security practice on top of it. Right.
Thank you so much, Pak. Very clear, very clear. Next, I would like to move to Ibu Ranas. Okay, from shipping and then cloud. Now we go to the food, things that we need every day. Ibu, food security in Indonesia is not just about good farming, but also about how well our supply chain works from farm to market shelf and to our plate when you add. From your perspective at ID Food, how does strategic foresight help you anticipate bottlenecks and price volatility in the distribution stage? And what role does AI play in supporting that vision? Time is yours.
Thank you, Bu Ayu. So right now, I need you to understand what is and how ID Food works. ID Food is one of the state-owned company that worked in a food holding company. We are now managed by Danantara, and we have around 60 members in the ID Food itself, and we manage like around 8 portfolios in food businesses. So we have seeds, salt, fisheries, and we have several of plantation in trading and also logistic for food. Now, as you know, that we have managed like so many portfolios in food industries in state-owned or in Indonesia. So we need to come up with some thinking and vision that we need to integrate all of the data, all of the input that Indonesians needs to stabilize the price on the, as you know, distribution center or plate and so on. So right now, in the first years I've been in ID Food, I see that ID Food need a very big integration, more than just integration the ERP. Like you know, enterprise resource planning in established company is needed the most, but beside that, we need to make sure that we we can crawl off all of the information on the on farm or the upstream sites. So ID Food right now have like some one ID Food ecosystem in digitalization. We say the name, and then we like creating the play card for all of our company members in the ID Food to make sure that they have like a secure play card and secure place to develop something. And of course, we support with the data. We right now work with the Bapanas and like you know, very wide ministries in Kemenko Pangan and then Bapanas and you know like BPS, Badan Pusat Statistik, we work with them to make sure that our data is valid. Right now, in ID Food, utilization of IT, like Bu Ayu said, how we can make sure that the distribution of food can be done exact time and exact price and exact place. So right now we make sure that we need that we have right amount of supply. The on-farm states is very important to make sure that our country have a food sovereignty. But before food sovereignty, we need to make sure that our food security is achieved. For food security, we are not talk about just on-farm or upstream sites, but we talk about the distribution side. So we make sure how much we need to import, what time, and what price we can give the import things of commodity to the people in Indonesia. So from the upstream side, we have like you know, smart farming is always it's mentioned at my speak, but as you know, smart farming is not the only things. Right now, the smart farming is just only take the data, and then we need like more strategic things that make sure our farmers have access to our smart farmings. We have like geospatial taxation. So you know, taxation is like how much we can pay the price for the sugarcane, and then maybe like some horticulture. And we have the geospatial AI right now. We work with Kementan, Ministry of Agriculture, to make sure that the farmers, before we came to offtake their product, we know in our system how much will be price, how much we will buy the commodity, and we will make sure that farmers have what they own, and we make sure that the wealthiness of the farmers is
Yeah.
is taken care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very well thought, Puranas. So now I would like to move to kemana saja ada tiketnya, gitu ya. Pak Dr. Irfan Bastian. Pak, during the pandemic or sudden travel rebounds, how did Ticket.com's AI decision system adapt in real time to unpredictable surges or ticket cancellations? And what trade-off did you face between revenue growth and customer trust And what is your advice for other Indonesian companies that facing similar demand shock? The time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the question. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So I think the question is very interesting because I think Ticket.com is one of the startup story that we start from a startup and then we went to the IPO a couple of years ago and so on like that. I think it's very exciting. During the pandemic, like all of us know, human behavior changed 180 degrees, and when we talk about travel industry, it's even worse. During I think I remember March 2020, we have more than 90% of the ticket being refunded. 90. Imagine what kind of business they need to refund that much of the product. And yes, we are very agile, and because we have the startup DNA, so everybody from the different division is working together to help the refund process. Of course, technology as well, creating a lot of automation as well. And and I think one of the things that very excited the leadership is trust us as the employee as well. We can probably say that we are working together hand in hand, and I think we passed the pandemic and even stronger as well. And I still remember the leadership said that yes, this kind of thing one day will be finished, which is the pandemic. Now let's focus on the foundation. Once the foundation is improved, people need to travel. When people require their desire to travel and is safe, there is no virus and so on like that, we are ready to give their demand. We are ready to give their requirement. And that's why we create a lot of automatic system, including AI and machine learning. Personalization is the thing that our engine and our engine and yes, our not only our employee number is growing before pandemic, after pandemic not decreasing, and also our number of customers as well. A lot of people now enjoy using Ticket.com, and I even have a lot of questions to me. But I do not know why. Now it's easy to find hotel and ticket. There's the secret sauce is the AI and machine learning. We create a lot of not only personalization but acute personalization where everybody in the room will get different ranking. So if everybody open Ticket.com, sorry, picking Jakarta to this Friday until this Sunday, I can assure you everybody will get different type of ranking for the hotel based on their preference. Some of you might like luxury hotel, 5-star. Some of you may be a family friendly, that's with your kids as well, then you want pools and so on. Some of you focus on the social media, you want not luxury, but I want Instagrammable hotel, the hotel that can be made into my Instagram feeds and stories. With those kind of things, the model is learning and give you the best experience. That's why when everybody say that it's easy to find what they like, it is different from everybody. It's not like we get one model that everybody got the same hotel. There's not the right thing to do. Everybody got the best option based on what you like. So you don't need to explore a lot of stuff. Yes.
Wow, so can I conclude that what you do or what Ticket.com doing is using AI to do personal approach to all of the customer?
Correct. Yes.
Amazing. Okay, so even every customer they have different price, like you mentioned. Is that if the customer know and then they start comparing with other, why they got different prices?
So personalization is not always about the price.
Okay.
It's about the ranking. So the things like this one. By the way, I need to highlight, we never make the price more expensive. We did make the price cheaper for you guys. So because like Ticket.com vision is becoming the most loved OTA, not only in Indonesia, also Southeast Asia, becoming a lifestyle. Does it not make sense? If you feel why the price not expensive, then you are not using Ticket.com anymore.
Yeah.
We make the price cheaper, not more expensive. Because like, for example, just use a simple logic. If your spending power is 1 million, and the hotel price and the room of the hotel price is 1,100,000. If the model understand your bargaining power is 1 million, we reduce the price with our subsidy, becoming 1 million. Then you can purchase the hotel. That's to make sense we make it 1.5 million, nobody will buy the hotel.
Yes.
It's not that intuitive for our vision becoming the most loved lifestyle app for the customer.
Okay.
So that's why we wanted to use the ticket more and more. In the long term, then we become sustainable. Sustainable is the key here. We don't want short-term profit. We want long-term collaboration with the customer. So you use us, and then continue using us. Flight, hotel, concept, attraction, and so on.
Amazing. Chasing for the long-term impact. Yeah. Okay. Let's give applause for all panelists for the first round. After we listen from all of our panelists about the vision that was the customer, now we are moving to the second round about practical executions and lessons learned. So how to turning plans into real actions, and what is the success, the friction, and what's next? Are you ready? Pak? Okay. Okay. May I start with Pak Hendy? But in container shipping, predictive AI can optimize routes, manage port congestion, and reduce idle time, right? Can you share how AI is helping logistic companies improve operational efficiency and reduce delays across the supply chain?
Thank you. So the same with Ticket.com, focus on the customer. Actually, for the shipping industry, the top 10, the top 15, or even the top 100 shipping company, they also focus on how to improve the customer experience. Basically, it's a B2B. For the container shipping industry, we are not the same with Ticket.com B2C, we are B2B. So in order to be able to serve our customer better and to give a lower possible cost to our customers, there's a lot of effort actually done by all container shipping liners. Cost is a key because the margin is so low, and if the cost structure is not monitoring, is not closely actually reduced from time to time, the shipping liner will not be able to serve the customer better with the lowest possible cost. So how to do that? Many top shipping companies since few years back working with a project, probably I can simplify become a fleet monitoring and efficiency centers. Actually, they work with many technology company, and not only to track the position of the vessel, like you track the flight with a flight radar, position is one thing. But the most important is how to combine the internet data coming through the IoT on the vessels. The big vessel can equip with around 140 IoT, different IoT, giving you a different insight, and combine it with the third-party data such as weather. And not only weather, we also measure the heat at the particular date and time in a particular location, temperatures, heat, the wave, the wind, the current, atau arus ya, current also measures. And we combine all of this data, I mean, many top shipping company working on it, and some of them very successful already implement this to combine the internal data and external data. For sure, it's not only AI alone, but the advanced analytics and so many emerging technology involved. In order to give the insight, what is the best route? What is the best speed for particular timing? Because they want to make sure balance between safety as well the saving cost on the fuel consumption. And one of the big examples, actually, I will not mention the company name, but you can find it actually. Around 12% of the fuel's consumption can be reduced. It's around like 150 million US dollar per year for one of the good examples.
Thank you so much, Pak. So it's not just only AI, but you utilize all. Yeah, thank you so much. And now I would like to go to Pak Cornel. But from your perspective, what is one critical foundation Indonesian companies must get right to ensure that cloud investment truly deliver business impact instead of just looking AI ready on paper?
Thank you for the question. So actually, right now we are seeing people preparing for AI ready. I mean, it's the preparation for the cloud infrastructure or any kind of infrastructure in IT is not only for being AI ready, but all of it is a modernization of the system. And of course, I also agree with Andy. It's all about the optimization on the cost as well, because this is very important. You know, most of the I see the use cases where actually people right now is adapting or taking a new technology like AI, they use the new platform and they testing on their application. It's not giving their business impact, but they are actually adding more cost, right? But this is have to be more assessed very carefully because probably not all company in the world has the resources like you can, right, building your own your own AI system. I mean, it would require a lot of resources, right? Resources as well. So I'm seeing that right now. I just talked to one of the audience these days. This morning is very good insight because I just got a new study case from one of our distributorship by Plus right now. Is actually they're providing a new solution like using the VLM and LLM to replace the OCR. I mean, this one is a new approach where actually there are lots of efficiency going there, and the OCR is can providing more like some sort of insight instead of like just giving a summarization, right? And this is actually one of there are lots of technology out there, cloud providers as well. Also, where the solution comes as a partner. Choosing the right partner is very important. Where we are Indonet as an infrastructure provider, we are so having a lot of requests, and we are so much expert in terms of how to deliver the network connectivity, cloud exchange, and everything, and also the ecosystem of the solution. Companies can actually start now to actually reassess how they actually want to plan their infrastructure, and also the new platform for adapting the AI based on their specific or customized solution.
But
Yeah.
any tips to know how to decide that this is the right partner?
So how to decide the right partner is actually you need to assess. Actually, you need to define the objective first, which is actually the most critical goals that you want to achieve right now. Right? I mean, which is actually which one you want to shorten the process.
Speed up my answer. Right now we already handling some models for the AI, and not only predictive, but we join in the prescriptive learning. So from predictive learning, we just know what will happen in the future, right? But from prescriptive learning or prescriptive analytics, you will know what will we do if that future happens. So right now we work in that. We actually create the model from deep learning, machine learning, of course, deep learning, and also stacking from ensemble learning. So right now we're doing all of the mix and match the algorithm, but the takeaway is the important things that we concern and we make sure that the model works is the data. So the good data handling will come up with the very best accuracy. Right now, we increasing our predictive or prescriptive accuracy by until 97 or around 98% of accuracy. So what I want to say to all is the first is we need a very good data handling. So the data handling is and validation, data validation and handling is the most important things that we need to go through the AI. So like in ticket.com, Ratus and so on, we need to make sure that data that we collect is the truest data that come from our customers.
Okay.
I think that's all.
Thank you so much, Ibu. Okay, now as the closure, we will move to Dr. Irfan. But a lot of companies buy AI tools but keep making decisions the old way. What cultural friction did you face inside Ticket.com to make sure teams really trust and act on AI recommendations instead of ignoring them under business pressure? For example, following the intuition and ignoring the AI. What did you do to change that?
Okay, that's a very good question. And to summarize it, the answer is it is hard.
It is hard.
Creating AI as a gimmick is easy. You put small AI here and there, but when you want to transform your company life to live and breathe with AI, it is super hard. First, like you need to have an AI ambassador. People that have a strong qualification that understand how AI works and have been done it before. Second, you need to have two approaches. One, top down, from the top to put in the direction, AI first company and so on. Second is bottom up. You need to ask a couple of people, teams, that excited with AI. Not everything is excited. Something could be afraid they will be replaced by AI. For the team that they are excited, you can create a group of people that creating a low-hanging fruit that can deliver some AI. So it gives them encouragement for both the leadership and also their peers. Yes, AI can help them in a good way. And then sharing session to other team. So the one that reluctant of using AI start adopting and using AI. And then the last one, the team that really against AI, I don't want to use AI, then they need to be transformed because majority now is using AI for the benefit of the goods. Then those they will need to transform as well, or maybe they will have a harder lose in the performance because other team will be more perform than them and so on and so on.
So we need
So
to use.
my statement is not usually. I think last year you have heard, people AI is not replacing people. People using AI will be replacing people not using AI. If I go one step ahead, organization that using AI will replace organization that not using AI.
Thank you so much, Pak. So can I conclude that from your answer is using influencer buzzer AI inside the organization to influence other people who reluctant to use
But
AI?
based on the result,
Based on the result.
nobody want to listen. They want to see. If I say that, this team performance increased by double, this team sales increased by triple, other sales team want to commit.
So they want to be better and better looking at
For
this.
revenue, reduce the cost like Takarda and Pak Henry and inflation as well. So those kind of.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I think we already have reached and time is up. I would like to please invite all of you join me in thanking our outstanding panelists for their time and perspective. May today's insights help all of us move from vision to practical impact for Indonesia's AI-powered future. Let's give applause to them.